Hi friends, welcome to a random midweek gab. I did one of these last week because there wasn't a whole lot else to do, and here we are still this week, not a whole lot to do. So I thought I would share my completely unsolicited thoughts on these beauties, my Louis Vuitton shawls. I really enjoy shawls generally, and these specifically. And I thought I would share my thoughts with you on these for two reasons. One, I just added this beauty to my collection, so I just wanted to do a little show and tell, reveal type of thing. Also, not last week, some weeks ago, I posted this for sale, and people just had some general questions about the wear and tear of them because there are a lot of horror stories about how fragile and delicate these are. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to just chat about them generally. So if you're considering getting one, hopefully this is helpful. So I have them laid out here in the order that I purchased them. These are the three that I'm showing now, but I have had others and do have others. I do have a couple of stoles, and those are really like thin materials, almost like a gauze. Those are for summer and they are well put away, and I didn't feel like digging that out. So we just have ones that in my opinion are more appropriate for cooler months. And so I have the first lightest one of these three, the oldest one I should say also in my collection, is the denim, regular old denim shawl. So this shawl I added after getting the black one. I thought, ooh, I need a million of them, so I got this one as well, and I thought this one would be way more wearable for me than it has turned out to be, but that's okay. That's not the shawl's fault. So let me tell you a little bit about the specs of this before we go further. So this is described as an easy to wear piece that's been updated in a number of feminine colors. The shawl is enhanced by an all over tone on tone monogram pattern for a timeless aesthetic. And it measures, I'm probably reading this wrong, but according to the website, it measures 56.10 inch by 56.10 inches. So that's what it says. But then just below that, it says also that it measures 56 by 56 inches. So I don't know what that means, why there are two different measurements. And this is, let me see if I can find the tag, but this shawl, I'll open it wide, is 60% silk and 40% wool. Of course, I'm not going to find the tag. I should have opened it ready. But yeah, 60% silk, sorry, and 40% wool. And it says dry clean only. I don't dry clean, I just hand wash it, and by that I mean I dunk it in some Woolite and let it air dry, and I have a steamer and I just take that to it to put the final press on it. But that's what it looks like. For all of the questions about the wear and tear, does it snag a lot? It snags. The expectation I think is that if the item is a luxury item, then it's indestructible, and that's just not true in my experience of any luxury item. I mean, everything has its capacity, and it's silk, so it's delicate. It's got the beautiful two-tone, so some sides hide the wear better than others. This has not worn too badly in my opinion. It still looks pretty great, but is it flawless? No. And if I'm honest, it became completely less than flawless within the first one or two wears. Like, it did snag. I can't find the snag now, but it does snag, especially because zippers do get caught on it. Like, this is a thing that happened to it. I don't think it's worse for the wear at all. I think it's just part of having an item and wearing it, and either you want to have an item like that, little fuzzies, either you want to have an item that you wear or you don't, and that's okay. That's for each individual to decide. But I haven't found it especially fragile, is what I mean. I think it's just kind of, whatever, you wear it and then it wears how it wears. So this is the first one, and I don't remember what this was selling for when I bought it, but currently it retails at $605 in the US. This is the second shawl that I added to my collection. This came out when that jungle print came out last fall, and I really loved that print and everything about it, but I didn't want to get in a bag or a pouch or anything like that, so I got the shawl, and I love this. This is one of my favorite purchases from 2019. It's so cozy, it feels so good, and I feel like it matches just a lot of things. So let me tell you what the Louis Vuitton website says about this one. First of all, right now it's retailing for $905. I'm fairly certain that's not what I paid for it. I think it was closer to the $875, $885 range back in the fall. Also, it's not available. So that's that. But this supposedly measures at 56.10 by 56.10 inches, but then just below that it says 55.1 by 55.1 inches. I don't know why there are two measurements. This measures slightly larger than the denim in real life. So when I took a tape measure to them, this measured slightly larger. And it is 60% silk and 40% wool, just like the other one. And this description reads, this piece is crafted from a refined blend of wool and silk, creating a supremely soft finish. And I agree, this is just so luxe and so luxurious and so cozy. It does feel like it has a little bit more weight to it, in my opinion, than the denim shawl. And just to look at it, even though they supposedly have the same makeup, just looking at them, like, this does look, especially to the naked eye, much hardier than the regular denim shawl. So is what that is. The wear on and tear on this is a little bit more than the denim shawl. I don't know if it's because I've worn it more or what, but it's the same. I feel like, I mean, you all have seen me post pictures and videos with this shawl on. It doesn't look worse for the wear to the naked eye from a distance, but I'm trying to find some spots here. You know, there's definitely some like stuff like that where it's a little bit fuzzed in some places. It has gotten stuck in my zippers and my buttons when I put my jacket on, but again, that's just wearing a shawl. I think, you know, when my bag goes over it sometimes. Oh, there's this you see that coming out like that. I mean, I don't think it looks terrible when worn with a fantastic outfit and a jacket and it's all tied up, but to be completely fair and transparent, it's not without flaws. This flawing has been more gradual than the first one, so I'll say yeah, this didn't look terrible after the first, not terrible, but this didn't look pulled and tugged. Look at that, see that pilling kind of there, right there. You know, it just kind of is what it is. I still enjoy it and I intend to wear it for many years to come, so that's that. The third addition to my shawl collection, the most recent one, I had posted online that I was planning to buy this, and I have. And I guess I thought I would replace this with that, but now I've kind of fallen back in love with this, so who knows where that'll go. But this one is described on the website as, I'll read the whole thing, a giant shawl makes a perfect accessory for you and for the home. House devotees will appreciate the new monogram pattern and size that lends this refined square updated functionality as an oversized shawl or blanket. Special details include the Louis Vuitton Paris signature at the edge and a tactile fringe. They all have a tactile fringe, so I don't know what it's talking about on that. And this measures 56.10 by 56.10 inches. But then just below that, it just says 56 by 56 inches, which is larger than those two. And I did measure it and it is larger. So also this is a little bit different because rather than the 40% silk and 60% wool or whatever those other ones were, this is 70% cashmere and 30% silk. All right, so this is substantially hardier. It did leave a little bit of fuzz on me when I tried it on. It's very cashmere-ish and very luxurious. I don't know if you can tell by looking at it, but it weighs more. It's a little stiffer, I think, because the silk content is less and the cashmere or, you know, wool content is more, but it does feel more substantial and it's gigantic. I will post a picture of myself right after this wearing it, but this is what it looks like and feels like, and I have not worn it yet, so it has zero wear and the creasing from the packaging, and that's all that it has. So I will update everyone if you care, if you want to be updated about how it wears. I have not worn it out of the house. Obviously, this week has been not the week to be out of the house, but I will wear it and use it as a blanket and get cozy with it and share my thoughts then. But this is kind of what it looks like. It is ginormous. It's too big to open and show on here. So just take my word for it. But these are them, you guys. I'm so excited to wear this. Hopefully all of this difficulty that we're going through in terms of health and being outside will pass in time for me to get a little bit of wear out of it. But here they are in order of newness, and that's all. So I hope you're well. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or concerns about these. Do you love them? Do you detest them? Have you sworn them off like a lot of people have? Let me know. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, fam. Ciao.